We're back at it out here on a day that it's not raining for once. Hooray! Although it was really foggy earlier. I feel like I'm in a fog often. So, if you remember from the last video, we got all this lumber delivered and carried in, and we had gotten started putting up the second floor framing in the back portion of the building, and that is what we are going to continue doing now that we got plenty of lumber to work with. So 5 joists up there so far, a bunch more to go, and if you saw last time, you know that it's actually pretty easy in this case. We got our 16 centers off the back wall, and we're just going to be able to stack the framing, so we don't even need to pull layout. It'll just repeat as we go along, except we have to go around these chimneys with headers. So the doubles may or may not fall on layout, and then we'll just continue the 16 centers through the middle, however that lands. So all in all, relatively simple. Now, if you didn't watch last time, I'll explain that these 2x4 walls are actually going in as load bearing. We're not reusing the brick pockets because of the way that this has all settled over time. It's over 3 inches lower in the back than it is in the front. An entire course of brick, actually. So to get a floor that's anywhere close to level, we had to change this somehow. So we worked it out with the owner that the easiest way is to just get these load-bearing walls, and then you can see actually with those joists that are there how much higher it is. We would have had to basically recreate all the pockets and then put huge shimming like we did on the first floor. So this will allow for insulation and a much more smooth wall surface, especially over here where kitchen cabinets will go on. So that's the basics of what we got going on. Let's start cutting these down to size. It is a bit of a shame. The measurement is 12 feet 9 inches on these joists up here. Haven't invented a board stretcher yet, so we had to order 16 footers, which is a big chunk cut off. But we will reuse all those pieces between, depending on the windows, headers, and we need to block through all of this with solid blocking, so we're not throwing that offcut into the trash. Everything gets used.
Are you gonna put it up by yourself? Try to.
All right, my work here is done.
Yeah, one in, plenty of work done.
Probably gonna do it the same way for the next couple.
Start them up like that. Make sure I hit it right first.
Took out some flutter there.
What? Ladder in the wrong place?
No, I hit it further. Oh, I can get up there straight there. Just don't drop it on my head. You don't need to put it where it goes. Because with help moving the slider,
Come on. First day on the job.
Yep.
There we go. Whole length of plaster came down.
Or just.
Well, I guess you're not. Well, go in half. I was carrying it to this side of the wall.
You're stuck on that plaster. Gonna have to knock that.
Yeah.
We got the joist back here on this first stretch, as you saw. So now we are.
I'm fighting with one.
Yeah, it'll get there eventually. Now we are plumbing the walls. So I've been going along, getting them plumbed on each side, and then just screwing in, every 3 joists, give or take, to hold, and then we can follow up and get the rest of them, because that 4-foot stretch definitely should be good and plumb. And we got our handy dandy scaffold built here. It's really heavy to move though, so kind of impractical. And then these, there should be marks on the, I bet the marks are to the back. Well, we'll have to remeasure and recenter those there. So we'll finish screwing these in place just to hold, and then we'll follow up with nails and blocking and all that. But then we can get this 49 3/4 inch header built. And of course, on the doubled up joist for the header, want to nail them off. So 3 nails every 16 inches or so. Less is fine. I got a couple things going here. I'm laying out the wall plates for here, and Dave is adding in the stud pack to support the doubled up boards for the header here. Want it good and strong, because this is surely going to be somebody's dream home. So I had to knock the blocks out, and apparently misshot the new blocking, but pretty much good to go there. Just finishing putting the jack studs in place, pretty much ready to lift up. And just like the rest of the walls, we're leaving out the cripples and sills on the windows to make it easier for the removal whenever that happens in the next couple months or so. Get the alignment nice and straight.
Yeah, I didn't nail it to the floor. To the floor.
I don't know what it's catching. It's catching something. Just lean it back a little.
There's a nail, I think a nail right here.
Probably a nail head.
Yeah, something.
Now we gotta come back. Yeah, that's good. high as possible. No, what are you doing?
Well, I gotta get a ladder.
Get all the way up there.
I gotta get a ladder.
I know. That's why
I'm not that tall.
That's why I said you're a little short.
I'm not that tall. With the Alton Giant here, we can do that.
He's dead.
Oh. Wait, sitting on the window.
That's why we wouldn't go anywhere. I'm gonna come back now. Forward. This is really actually hard to see the bubble in this light condition. Let me check this one. There's good.
Stay.
Yeah, there's not enough light behind the bubble to see anything. Only had a half day today. Had to take care of some other stuff this morning, but decent amount done. Good to have a good chunk of joists actually up there again. And with this wall section in place, we are able to finish everything in the back, not quite half. So back in a couple days, got some other things to take care of other places, and we'll get back on putting the joist up top. Back out here after a couple days working at some other spots. So first tasks up today, we just infilled where the basement steps are going to go eventually. That gives us a work platform, so we're going to pull some sheets of subfloor over there. That'll make it a heck of a lot easier getting our big LVLs assembled up here for the second floor stair opening. And those are being delivered some point today. They didn't actually give a time. That will complete the lumber that we need for completing the second floor framing. So we got a bunch of LVLs and 18-foot long 2x10s. These are all the 16-footers. So the other big task is we're going to continue filling in the floor joist back here. So I'm going to load these up on the sawhorses, verify the measurements, because it does seem to change a little bit as it goes along width-wise. And we'll get cutting and we'll get rolling. Got our work platform down. We need to make these pockets wider to fit the 4-pack of LVLs, which is 7 inches wide. And as we experienced on the first floor, the joist layout that they built originally is not square to itself for some reason. So we got our measurement off the front over here, and we're actually going to have to move it out slightly because there's a star and a wall tie. So we're going to slightly rearrange things a little bit to work around the chimneys and all that. But that means new pockets up here because we're not framing out the walls for historic tax credit reasons. So trying the gentle method first with just hand chisels. We got power tools if we need them, but seems to be breaking up. And we're gonna make them wider than we actually need. It'll help us get things in there a little bit easier, hopefully. And then we'll come back, make some repairs, whatever's needed after. We haven't measured back to find out exactly where this one's actually gonna land, but it's there in the middle of the screen, give or take. The stairs will come back, a little mark there that you probably can't even see. Take that straight up, centered, so they'll come back pretty close to where the beam ends up. There may be a little subtle variance there that we can always pack it out just a little bit to make it land just right. And back here, I'm getting started on the cuts for the floor joists up here. Hopefully we can get this whole section in here. We'll see how the day goes. We got a moderate risk of severe weather. That's a 4 out of 5 chance for kind of early afternoon, 1-2 p.m. time frame. So we may be packing up quickly and scurrying out of here at some point today. We'll see how that works out, but it is a hot, muggy morning. It feels like it's going to be stormy. The air you can practically cut with a knife. And one other note about the framing here. So where the beam lands is not above the window, but we were looking at this. That old wood lintel just seems to be getting worse and worse, and all that brick is sagging down now. So that's going to need new steel in there to support what will be just 2x10 framing in the middle here. But don't want that sagging down. All the new work would go to waste pretty quick if that doesn't get repaired. Wouldn't be surprised if that window is the same way. And then back here, it hasn't really sagged on the brick, but this one here in particular is pretty spongy. Those can get replaced when the windows come out. And it doesn't matter quite as much from a floor structure perspective back here, since we have the 2x4 load-bearing wall. But still want to get that repaired now. It's a heck of a lot harder once the finishes start going in place. Unsurprisingly, this side is coming out pretty easy. It's softer inner brick, and they just kind of slapped it together. You would have the apprentices build the inside, and the journeymen would do what you see on the outside. So just popping apart. Got a big spot opened up over there. So interestingly, if you haven't caught this in previous videos, this is the actual original exterior wall of the building next door. They just built this building into it, so now it's just a party wall. But nice thing about a big pocket like that is it gives us a little maneuvering room. We're probably going to need to add a little height to be able to figure out how to get these in here, but anything that gives us some options in maneuvering is a good thing. And don't spill it all over our nice shelf unit. And then one other note with the star ties coming in here, I think I did mention this. We're pulling the whole thing a little forward of the chimneys so we can basically swap sides that ties into, because now it's not 3 inches thick of wood there, it's 7 inches. That takes care of that. Nice big hole to slide the wood into. Alright, I stepped outside for a moment and I missed this just fall apart. Dave got started on making the pocket bigger and it all crumbled. So we are definitely going to have to replace that before we put the new joists in place. Climb up there and oh, yeah. Well, there's your problem. Okay, well, that's a problem for next week, I guess. So that's a nice sponge you got there.
It's so lightweight. Oh wait, I got a piece that's holding by nail.
We could probably inject epoxy into that and stiffen it back up. Yeah, so this actually needs to be repaired for us to be able to get the LVL in, because it's going to bear down onto that. We could always temporarily support the LVL. I can get angle iron the same day I order it, but it'll take a day. Can't really bear onto the freshly laid brick for at least a day. We'll see how that works out. Glad I don't own the place. already got a couple of those. Nightmare houses. That's what we specialize in. Nightmares and stress dreams. You found the one solid spot?
No, it's brick post. I think out from the outside is a key brick. I gotta break it off.
Okay, it'll break. And to the basement. Had to switch to mechanical means on this side.
It's a lot harder to work.
That thing is older than me, I think, but it keeps on going. Old reliable. Lumber deliveries here. Going off-roading. Got the delivery inside, and the nice thing about the lumberyard delivery drivers is they'll actually wait here and help unload things with the forks right up to the door. So that makes things a little easier. So we got everything inside. So the LVL's over the floor. Got all the 18-foot 2x10s on the horses. And we actually got 3 20-footers because they were short on the 18s. So now we got to reorganize things again because those are partially sticking out the door. I don't think that's going to work for later. We got all this stuff up here, but we need to work up here. What a mess. We need a bigger building. We'll figure something out. Well, I think we're recovered from moving all the lumber. So just got our double top plates put in place. So I'm gonna have to stick, we'll see how we handle that, because that wall needs to be extended still. So this first joist that I set up there is super heavy, but we'll we got 2 doubles and then 7 more singles, so probably won't take too long. That'll explain that problem.
All right, you gonna be able to get up there, or am I gonna have to hold this side? You okay? So heavy. I don't know. I'm gonna hold it anyway. You can push it up and all. Up. Yeah, like that. I'm on my double mark. Catching some mortar junk. Oh, we can worry about that later. Make sure it goes up. tailspin.
I have a fire extinguisher.
I'm stuck. There it is. Good news, just gonna reposition a little bit. There's sit the plaster.
Don't worry, I got it. Got it?
Yeah.
No, I don't got it. I have to go so far back with that not picked up.
I got it. That's all.
Yeah. Over though.
I think our building's getting longer, or wider, narrower.
Up here.
The plaster.
It'll go. Not this.
That little
Plaster.
plaster. Reposition my lever again.
No, no. There we go. We really are too tight. Huh. I guess we should have taken one more measurement.
Yeah, because the next one's tight.
Alright, well, it's gotta come down. Little wiggle room. We'll do that with this.
It's both of them.
Also. Yeah.
Need to go to mop top barber shop and get a little trim. Right? Go to Lego, Play-Doh mop top barber shop and get a little trim. You don't remember that? Something about Play-Doh.
Oh, is it that thing where you press down?
Yeah, they were sitting in a little chair and cranked them. Her hair came out and you trimmed it.
I remember that.
Her hair and her beard and all that.
Been a little while. Not get to play with it that much anymore. Pretty sad, really.
Think it'll work this time?
I don't know. Oh, it's so much lighter.
Oh yeah, I can tell. It's close. It's close.
Knock some more plaster.
Yeah. What? I gotta move my left hand.
This a little too.
These are moving the base. Don't fall. I don't want to fall.
This one's a little heavy.
Oh yeah.
Well, we don't have to play for it, but we could have put that board that's buried up here.
Yeah.
But that'll just have to wait.
So we got to insert that too.
Let's get some good progress today. Next time we're back, it's Friday, so Monday, we'll get these headed off and get this infilled. Then we need some blocking, and that takes care of back here, and we get to start having fun with the LVLs up here. I don't know if I'm looking forward to that or not. I guess I'm looking forward to seeing it coming together, but gotta pick them up. But I think we're actually gonna have some additional help, so we'll see. So on that note, I think we'll wrap things up. Since it is Friday, we're gonna get out of here before the storms hit. It's still sunny at the moment, but we can see on the radar they're marching toward us, and this isn't the best place to be in a storm. So thanks for rebuilding along with us. We always enjoy having you watching. If you haven't already done so, we'd really appreciate a like and a subscription, and we will see you guys on the next video.